Hey, good afternoon. Just finished making this rain barrel, and I'm going to make another one, kind of walk you through the steps on this one that I employed here. But just let me show you the features of this rain barrel, because I think it has some of the best features I've seen in rain barrels. There's like three key aspects of the barrel. Number one, the actual drainage spigot. What I've got here is a brass ball valve, 3/4 inch. I think it's a 14 gallon per minute flow rate. And what I've done is I've mounted that using a bulkhead fitting. It's a brass bulkhead fitting, and the spigot screws into it. There's an O-ring on the back side of the bulkhead fitting, so it makes a very nice tight seal. I've already tested it. There's not going to be any leakage, so that's a great feature. I bought that on Amazon for about $15. I highly recommend going that route. The second aspect of it is the water coming into the barrel. So what I've done is I've created in the center here, I've created more or less a pocket of aluminum screen. It's actually a deep pocket, about 6 inches. And this is necessary to kind of keep the mosquitoes and other insects from going into the barrel, and also acts as a trap as material comes off the roof into the barrel. It's all catched here. So I'm envisioning that the drain pipe will come right into this area here. And then what I've done is I've fastened the top of the screen with this O-ring that I made more or less out of some PVC sheet material, 5 inch in diameter, screwed in with some sheet metal screws all around. And then the third component is, one of the issues with the rain barrels is that they do fill quickly on heavy rains. So I have a rather large 2 inch overflow that I made out of the 2 inch drain waste material. So this should work adequately in terms of taking care of any overfill to the barrel itself. I'll walk you through on this one over here how I'm going to make the next one with each individual pieces. But again, I think this has got some of the best, what I've seen on the various internet for rain barrels. This, I think, includes all of the best features that I've seen. Okay, let's get to making this barrel. Thank you. So this is the piece of PVC sheet material. I cut the first O-ring out of. This will be for the second one. What I did was I had a 5 inch hole saw, so I cut the inside, and then I measured 1.5 inches or so on the outside to form that ring. So I'm going to do I'll do the next one right here. Okay. Okay, so this is the O-ring I just finished. I did sand the edges out here, around there, just to take off any kind of burr. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take that 5 inch hole saw and we're going to put the hole in the top of the bucket. So I've identified the center of it, and what I'm going to do is start this out, and I'll be just feathering it in. Almost through. There we are. Okay, so we've cut the hole, the 5 inch hole in the top of the bucket. I put that in the middle because I think that's a spot that you can work from in terms of where the drainage is. Obviously, if you want to locate the hole someplace else, you can certainly do that. What we're going to do next is, I have a piece of this aluminum screen material, and we're essentially just going to push this down into the hole and create like more or less a pocket, nothing too exact about it. And what I'm going to do then is I'll just mark off, created a nice deep pocket, and use this pen and just mark off roughly. You can see that the depth of the cavity is, created a pocket that's about 6 inches deep. So you want something that, the drain pipe will go right into that very easily, and it can certainly catch any of the debris, keep the mosquitoes out. I think it's going to work real good. So I'm just going to mark a couple marks out here. So I'm going to trim the screen down a bit. Okay, and then we'll put the ring on, attach it with some sheet metal screws. So let me get ready for that. Okay, so now I've trimmed down the screen and created a nice pocket. You can see it's probably 6 inches down. I've trimmed the screen all around, so it's ready to be screwed down. I've pre-drilled some holes in this. But what I'm going to do now is put this aside and drill the 2 other holes that I need to in the barrel. So the next one we're going to do is for the spigot, and I'm going to set this aside over here for a moment and talk about the spigot. So as I mentioned, this assembly consists of 2 parts. One is the bulkhead fitting. So this piece here is going to drill a hole, and then we're going to bring this piece down into the barrel. It's going to protrude out, and we're going to put this nut on it. This piece has an O-ring right here, and it's going to tighten up nice against the barrel wall. And again, with that O-ring, I think it's going to fit nice. We tried that one on the other barrel, and it fit tight. And then this piece, then the actual spigot screws inside the inner part of the bulkhead fitting. Put some Teflon tape on that to get that nice and tight as well. So, and that's what it's going to look like. So let me get started, and we'll drill the hole. Just for stability purposes, I'm going to put the barrel on its side. Let's see right here. Okay, so I've got the hole marked. We're about 4 inches from the bottom, and I'm going to. Okay, so now I've drilled the hole, the 1 1/4 inch hole, and I'm about to put the first part of the bulkhead sticker. I saw this trick with another YouTube video in order to how to do this. So what I've done is I've taken some duct tape, I've duct taped the back side to this metal bracket, and what I'm going to do now is stick it up through, and then my assistant is going to grab it and pull it in, and then we'll put the nut on. Let me get the nut going on right now. It's tightening up nicely. It's just starting to spin a little bit. Just about there. I think it's pretty tight. Okay, now okay, so I put some Teflon tape on it, and I'm just gonna put this in. It's going good. I think that's good right there. Yep. Okay, so now we're going to cut the overflow pipe, and again, this is what it looked like in the completed barrel. We're using a 2-inch PVC. I'm essentially making my own bulkhead fitting, two threaded fittings here. This will be on the inside. This will come out of the barrel like this. Then we'll put the elbow, and then there'll be a place to put the water out to run off away from the property. To drill this hole, I'm going to use a 2 1/4 inch hole saw. I've marked a spot here about 2 inches below the lip of the barrel. So I'm just going to drill that hole right now, and then we'll put that fitting in. just put some silicone on the inside perimeter of the hole, and I've done a little bit on the outside, and now I'm just going to put this connector through and thread it up with this side. I think that's good. And then I'll just take a little bit more silicone and just coat the outside area, and then we should be in good shape. Okay, that's good. And then again, we're going to put this on. What I'm going to do is just put that on. I'm probably going to put it a little bit loose, and because the intention with this is the overflow, we'll put a pipe down there and an elbow, and we'll have another piece of pipe to divert it away from the house. Okay, we're coming down to the final step in the rain barrel project, and I'm going to put in the screen to kind of seal it off. And so what I'm going to do is I've taken this piece of screen material, and I've cut it and formed like more or less a funnel. I'm going to push that down into the barrel opening, and then I'm going to take this ring that I made out of the scrap PVC material. You know, if you don't have this, obviously you can make it out of other things, plywood or something like that. I do think it's good to put that down because that helps protect, you know, the edges of the screen. You know, they can be a bit jagged, and I think it's going to, in the end, be much better, you know, holding power over just, you know, screwing it right down directly. I'm going to screw it down with some number 8 3/4 inch fasteners. I'm just going to put those all around the perimeter. Okay, it's good. Okay, so that we're all done. Let me just do a recap. What we've got is a ball valve for the drain point, and it's assembled into a bulkhead, a brass bulkhead, and we made that with a 1 1/4 hole into the barrel, and that's an excellent way to drain the barrel. That's what you want to use. Over here, as far as the overflow, we used a 2-inch Schedule 40 pipe. So I put a 2 1/2 inch hole in the barrel there and put that on, screwed it from the back side, and did some caulking with some silicone. And then in the top part, which is the drain in, we put a 5-inch opening in the center of the barrel, took a screen, pushed down to create a cone, and then made this outer ring to kind of hold the screen in place, and screwed it down with some 3/4 inch number 8 Phillips screws. So that's it. I'll post also some information about, you know, some additional information on the parts and the instructions and the tools you need. Thanks.